Bible movies. They can be hit or miss. But these three movies hit every single time. The reason why I can't stop watching them is simple. It's because they actually... But I'll explain more about that later. After going through my mental catalog of films, rewatching scenes, and feeling all the feelings all over again, I'm left with this. These three films as the Bible classics I cannot stop watching, and you shouldn't either.
Only time you see my head down is when I'm praying. When my back is turned, the only time they wanna see it. Water on me flows cold as ice, I'm finished.
Hey guys, my name is Rafiq Jordan. I'm an award-winning filmmaker that loves Jesus, and on this channel, we make faith content for creative thinkers like you. And if you want more videos about faith, films, and great storytelling, subscribe down below. Okay, number 3, Joseph, 1995. Till this day, I have not seen a better adaptation of Joseph's story. Every single actor brings their character to life. The hatred Joseph's brothers have for him is so visibly real, I literally have to pause the movie almost every time and contemplate what this man had to go through. Now, this film is actually a part of a Bible collection series which ran from 1994 to 2001. This film is directed by Roger Young, filmed in Morocco, and had an estimated budget of $10 million. I personally think the production quality looks great, but if you're not used to watching old movies like this, let me tell you what to expect. Yes, the dubbing will be a little off in some scenes. Yes, the action scenes are not going to be as good as some more modern day portrayals. But the acting, the character development, the screenwriting, I think are just, they're good. Look at Joseph's posture and humility, accepting his role as a slave while knowing deep inside he's destined for more. Look at Jacob's eyes as he thinks over the sins of his sons. Look at the connections between this sheep sacrificed for Joseph's brother's amusement and how it becomes a reflection and foreshadowing of what they will later do to Joseph. I think movies like this allow us to sit with the biblical characters just a little bit longer. And watching it again, I started to realize how little control Joseph actually had over his life. Whether it was his father, his brothers, Potiphar's wife, and so on, everybody has plans for him. Everybody might have plans for you, but what I love about this movie is that it shows that God's plans, if you allow it to, will ultimately supersede everyone else's. Number 2, David, 1997. I can't tell you why this movie has a special place in my heart, but it does. Believe me when I say I usually read through David's life in the Bible and then watch this movie almost like once or twice every year. I love how the film goes through all of David's life, even into the latter years, and by the end you feel like you've really seen more of what he actually could have been like. Quoting Psalms randomly while walking, kind of enthusiastic but also really stoic when he gets angry. The movie is also a part of the Bible series collection. It's directed by Robert Markowitz, and it had an estimated budget of $15 million. I think the structure is a little bit different. It definitely doesn't feel like the hero's journey that we're typically used to in modern day films. It's more like a collection of scenes and stories, so the narrative is always moving forward, and I think this is actually closer to how the biblical narrative is usually played out. I have to be honest, there are a few scenes that are a little corny. The David and Goliath scene is not quite what you hope it would be, but once you get to the second half of the film, it more than makes up for it with some great acting. In some scenes, the chemistry between actors is really visible. I think the lighting of this film is one of the better ones I've seen as well. I really like the shot selection. There's such an attention to detail and understanding the power of a scene. But what this film shows is just how complex and broken David actually was. It makes him feel human. I promise you, I watched this film again and I saw myself. I saw myself and other people that I know in his eyes. People who think they've got it all figured out but desperately need God. Yeah, that's me. That's me too. Before I reveal number 1, if you made it this far in the video, I want to invite you to hit the subscribe button down below, hit that notification bell as well so you can stay up to date with everything that we're doing here. Number 1, the 10 Commandments. Cut the music for a second. If you have not watched this movie, you have not lived, my friend. Of all the Bible classics I've seen, this one by far is the greatest. I grew up with this VHS in my house. I've seen it probably a dozen times, and I'd love to do a full breakdown of this movie one day. Drop in the comments down below if that's something you guys would be interested in seeing. So this film is directed by Cecil B. DeMille with a budget of about $13 million, which was actually one of the most expensive films made in that time. And when you think about it, it's been more than 70 years since this film came out, and we're still talking about it. It's because it's a masterpiece. Like, let's just talk about the dialogue alone. It's almost poetic. I'll never forget the scene where Ramses is talking about Moses, and he says, "The city he builds will bear my name, and the woman he loves will bear my child." Bro. The character development of Ramses is so good. His entitlement and stubbornness is foreshadowed way before Moses tries to free the slaves, and the performance of Charles Heston is incredibly believable and makes Moses feel more like a human who walked this earth and struggled just like us. The editing also tells a story of its own. This transition from the mountain of God to the throne of Ramses foreshadows the collision course of God and a man who thinks he's God, which is also a reflection of Moses, because before he's broken in the wilderness, Moses tries to be God by freeing the slaves, but he tries to do it in his own strength. This is deep. And when I watch this film, I'm reminded of the providence of God. Moses' desire to free his people couldn't be realized until he was humbled and learned to do things God's way. All three of these movies depict men in their lowest moments being broken and rebuilt by the hand of God. The reason why I can't stop watching these films, and this is the most important part, is because watching them actually kindles a new love for God's word and makes me want to study their lives all over again. Because when I get in my low moments, I can remember that the men that we admire and hear fought some of the same battles that we're fighting today. If you or I can see ourselves in their story and then see God in their story, it makes it easier for us to then see God in our stories. That's my list for the 3 Bible classics I can't stop watching, but I want to hear from you guys. Which parts of these movies hit the hardest for you, and what other Bible classics do you love to watch? Drop in the comments down below, and if you liked this video, then you're definitely gonna like this video right here. Until next time, take care.